butterfly. It's good to see you. Today we're going to do a collective love reading by zodiac sign grouped by elements. So we'll be covering fire signs, water signs, air signs, and earth signs together. I have not done a reading in about 2 years, and I got some brand new cards here. They're pretty chatty, and what I mean by that is they often hop out, get stuck, like they want to announce what they have to say almost immediately. We're going to start with the fire signs, and I will add the timestamp to the description box. If at any time this message speaks to you, I want you to drop me some butterflies in the comment section. You don't have to let me know your sign or nothing. Just hit me with the butterfly. I'm going to know I was talking to you. Now, how we're going to start this today is we'll pull one card for where you are, another card for your challenge, and then the third card will be where you're heading. And finally, I'll also choose a angel card. All right, let me slow down because I'm opening up my channels and the energy is flowing very quickly. I can feel it. And I don't want to get over here and start stuttering. So let me slow it down just a little bit. And this is how it happens for me in real time. I also may start to hear songs in my head, and I'll share those things with you as well. All right, so we're starting out with our fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I'm not going to do a separate one for each of you, but if you individually come up, I will tell you what is in my head. Okay, so this is your card for where you are. It is the Ace of Wands. This is symbolizing that in love, you are reevaluating the ways in which you are thinking about relationships. It looks like past circumstances have not worked out the way that you wanted them to. And now you're really trying to get back to the drawing board of what is important to me? What do I want? What have I learned in love? And I got to say, that does come at a cost, because it looks like you have spent some time being a little bit sad and lonely, thinking about the past experiences and how they didn't work out. However, Spirit is also saying to look at the lessons that you learned. Don't beat yourself up because you are a certain age, if that's the pressure that you have, and you haven't attained this relationship that you thought would have materialized by now. Instead of beating yourself up, understand that each relationship that you have encountered has taught you something new about yourself and about your journey. Okay? So that's where you are currently right now. And it looks like you're kind of isolating. It looks like you haven't really been entertaining people as much as usual, because there's a tinge of disappointment there as well. And you're trying to get your heart to love again. And the ironic part is, as a fire sign, you're so passionate. And without that love, you kind of feel like something is missing. However, you also feel like you've been scorned so many times that you kind of just want to take a break and figure out how to move forward. So this is where you currently are. Here's a challenge that you have, and that is the Queen of Wands. All right, so fire signs, your energy is showing up Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The wands are very, very much fire energy. I told you these new cards are so chatty, and this is my first time using them in a reading. However, I'm already pleased with the way in which they are communicating with me. Your challenge as the Queen of Wands is really understanding what you deserve. It looks like because you have situations in which you have overextended yourself, you have accepted less than what you deserve, and you have often put yourself in a position where you're not even getting the bare minimum. And a lot of that has energetically attracted the type of person who may use you because they know that you have such a big heart. But your guides are telling you it is time for you to get back to you, boo-boo. I know that you're spending some time in solitude, getting your thoughts and stuff together, but please make sure that you understand that you are the prize, okay? You are the magnet. They should be falling head over heels for you. And your lesson here is really going to be, you're going to teach people how to treat you by what you accept of them. Hello, somebody? Are there some butterflies in the comments yet? I can't see. But going forward, Your lesson is to never lose yourself in someone else. Never overextend yourself to the point where you lose your baseline of comfort. Insecurities may start to creep in. You really lose sight of who you are. And that's what the queen is about. The queen is all about finding out who she is and standing up in her own energy. And this can apply to men or women, theys or thems. This is a feminine energy, and feminine in the sense of internally. So the queen makes an internal shift, which mirrors where you are personally. You have an internal shift in which you learn a lesson to such a degree that when you go out there the next time, you are in a better starting place. All right. So this is where you are presently. This is your challenge. Your challenge is to reevaluate your self-worth, rediscover who you are, and teach people how to treat you. And that comes from you valuing yourself first. Child, I snatched somebody's head. Now, where you're going, this is a really good positive card. It's the 10 of Cups. That is the highest form of a relationship fulfillment. 10 cups, that means all of your cups are so full that you're able to multiply them. They overflow, and you have that happy relationship partnership that you seek. But the key, as we said, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is going to be, you have to discover what you're worth. You have to really tap into knowing who you are and not getting so lost in any situation, relationship, anything of that nature that pushes you away from your own value. You have to anchor yourself here. All right. I'm going to pull an angel card just to see if we're cooking with hot grease or not. Because sometimes they'll play in my face, be like, girl, but add this in here. So let's see what they talking about over here. Oh, I missed y'all too. I can physically feel the excitement and the energy from the cards. Because I told you I haven't done a reading in at least 2 years at this point. My book will reopen in May, so we'll see what happens there. All right. What do the angels have to say? True love. All right. We doubled down on the 10 of Cups. You are on course to materializing the type of love that you ultimately want. However, we're going to bring it back here because they keep telling me to spin the block. They keep telling me to spin the block and let you know it starts within. You see how she's sitting there by herself and she got her little cat? Because she's comfortable with herself. And when you are comfortable with yourself, you become the ultimate magnet. When you are comfortable with who you are, how you show up, the things that you deserve and desire, you become a magnet for that energy that matches that. You don't get here without this. So that is your lesson moving forward for my fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Get comfortable with yourself. You may even want to play around with your appearance. It may be time for something new as far as how you look, but make sure that you are dialing into who you are. And once you have that anchor on self-care, self-love, self-appreciation, that's when your cups and true love come out to play. Yay. All right. I like that. I learned a little something from that too. Next up, we're going to hit our water signs. This is Cancer. See what I tell y'all? Jumping out. These are some chatty cards. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are water signs. The crab, the scorpion, and the fish. We're going to let you know where you are currently, a challenge you have, and what lies ahead. And what's at the bottom? 10 of Wands is at the bottom. That's a little struggle card right there. All right, so since one of y'all done popped up, this is where we are. Oh, Lord. 5 of Swords. You got a lot of deep regrets. Again, with the walking away from something, and it looks like in this case, something that you walked away from, you kind of beat down on yourself about, why was I there so long? I should have left sooner. I feel like I wasted my time. I feel like this person didn't even really care about me. Again, with the overextension. That Five of Swords is saying that it was just too much work. As very intuitive people, you often see the potential in others to your own detriment. You will stick around and wait for that potential to materialize, even when your partner doesn't show any signs of moving in the direction of materializing that potential that they have. And I see this was a rough one. They drug you through the snow, through the rain, through everything. They got a little bit they got a little bit of blood back there, child. You had to run away from that situation. And again, you should have been left. If we're being honest, that situation that you were unhappy in, you should have been put on your boots and left. But since you stuck around, the good news is that, even though this situation didn't work out at that time, it looks like you have learned quite a bit. Here is your challenge. Four of Wands, commitment. All right. Your challenge is now commitment, because this last situation left a little sour taste in your mouth. Is that right? Put them butterflies in the comments if we talking to anybody on the viewer side. The Four of Wands, and there's also overindulgence of kind of like going out and partying, trying to be in that party spirit. You're trying to force yourself to appear better than you actually are. Because again, this one took you down, all right? This relationship or situation or connection that you had, the last one that you were involved in, you thought that it would end up differently than what it did. So you really have to go through the grieving process of that situation not leading to the ultimate goal that you sought. And that is often very traumatic for a water sign, even though water is fluid. When it comes to disconnecting emotionally, it is a very difficult process. And what you have been doing is trying to muster up the energy to like shake this off and move forward. That's been your challenge. Where are you headed? The Six of Swords. Well, good news is it looks like you're going to be doing some traveling. You are still very much on the healing journey. I know that this situation probably been gone for a little bit. Y'all are probably separated, no contact. However, y'all are still connected. You think about each other at the same time. You want to call each other, but you won't. It looks like the other party in this situation may have been the one to blame, because you turned your back on that person. If you look at the card, you turned your back on that person. So they may have been the one to blame for the eventual end of whatever that was. However, it is still very much present in your energy. And it looks like you'll be doing a lot more traveling, some reflection, trying to get yourself back to where you were. Now let's see what the romance angels have to say. And it looks like, you also have an increase of social activity too. So that has been helping. But when you are back to being in your solitude, those thoughts are still very much present in your head about how things did not go the way that you thought that they would. And it's okay. Not the end of the world. All right. Let's see what them angels got to say about it. Because boy, these cards are dragging y'all. I don't know what y'all did. Look at that. Trust. What I say? What I say? I ain't making this stuff up. Trust. You got to have faith. But again, this situation scorned you. And now when it comes to commitment, you ain't sure that you even want to go back down that route for a little bit. You want to focus on yourself, rediscover yourself, go down a different path for a little bit. But the trust factor is not about trusting your partner. It is very much about trusting yourself to move on when things are presenting themselves to not be in your best interest. That's a lot of the issues when it comes to water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. They don't want to move on because they are very much tapped into intuition and healing, and they believe that people can change, and they know that they can. and they can see that changed version of a person. However, that person may never get to that point. And now you stuck 4 or 5 years in a situation, months in a situation, and it just starts to chip away at your own self-worth because you know that you deserve better than this, but you're sticking around because you're trying to see them become who you know they can be. You have to learn to trust yourself a lot more. When them red flags start red flagging, throw that white towel in. Bloop. I'ma head out. This is my stop right here. Mr. Conductor, can you stop the train? Mr. Busman, this is my street. It's okay. You don't have to give everybody that you enter a relationship into or whatever the situation is, you don't have to give everybody 100%. You got to start heeding the red flags a lot sooner. Now I'm gonna be quiet because I feel like I'm dragging y'all a little bit. I'm just the messenger. Next up is our air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The air signs. Let's see where you are, what challenge you have, and what you are headed towards. I'm actually having fun, y'all. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm actually having fun. Where you are, Four of Pentacles. You kind of stingy at this point. All right? You looking out for self. You trying to make sure that you got enough to get by. You're not really worried about nobody else. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And that could be because you gave too much, or you were recently in a situation that you thought also you are mirroring what the water signs are mirroring. So I'm not surprised if the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces may have been dating the Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius group, because both of you are representing people who feel that something didn't materialize in the way that they wanted it to. And now their reaction to that, well, in the water sign, is to kind of withhold and try to move on as fast as they can. And for the air signs, it is kind of stopping and basically being selfish with their time, their resources. You're not really interested in a lot of people because you felt like you done enough. And you want to see a return on your investment, don't you? But I got to ask you, what role did you play in the way that the relationship is currently evolved? In the current state of the relationship, what role did you play? Because I got to say, even though you over here holding on to your coins, you looking like you did something. And that's not me being biased. I'm just saying the energy of the card, the way she holding on to her purse very tight, says to me, oh, something has happened. What role did you play? Your challenge, judgment. And I'm going to be, you see my hands? These are praying hands. I'm going to be honest here. Immediately what jumps out with the judgment card is you care too much about what other people think. All right? You're too prideful. You know that you did something in this situation that you could have fixed had you had a clear line of communication. Maybe it was an apology that you holding in that person. You holding it close to the chest. That's what I was saying. What did you do? What did you do? Because you're holding something very close to the chest. And what that's telling me is you owe somebody an apology. But you're so concerned about what other people think and that too much time has passed, or maybe they don't want nothing to do with me. You're in your head about it. Okay? That's your challenge right there, is you got to stop worrying about what everybody thinks about your situation. How do you feel? Let's get out of our head and out of the material plane and go into the heart. How do you feel? If this is a person that you genuinely loved or you did them wrong, you got to make it right, because it ain't just going to shake off. It's going to be the color purple curse. Until you do right by me. That's how you got to make this right. You got to make it right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is where you head, to the Page of Cups. Now you go from a judgment as your challenge, downgraded all the way to a page, which is a court card. what says to me, oh, you regressing a little bit. You're regressing a little bit because you are one of them people who are in love with the idea of love. So when things get too hard, oh, we dragging somebody today. When things get too hard, you rather go start over somewhere else. But guess what? That thing gonna be hard again sometime too. You see this? The person is upside down. Upside down. Boy, you turn to me inside out. See, I told you sometimes the song comes through my head. Now listen, you got this situation here that's still pulling on your heartstrings. But you said enough time has passed. I'm going to go ahead and go on and find me something new is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start all the way over so I don't have to deal with this. But your lesson is you can't keep doing that. No healthy relationship will ever endure long-term success if at every ounce of trouble, you're going to turn around and throw it away and not take any action for your happiness. You did something here. You got to take responsibility for the thing that you did. And it looked like if you would have done that, you and your situation would have been a lot better. You could have been floating on cloud nine. But now, because you're still concerned about what other people think, and you're so trapped in your head about the outward appearance of things, somebody, you're on your track to be regressing. I hate to be the one to tell you, but it looks like you going back to scratch. Remember that episode of Martin? When he went to the DMV, he thought he got all the way to the front. Then they said, oh, you got to go back to scratch. That's where you about to go. Let's see what the angels got to tell you about yourself on today. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking. And that's that energy of staying optimistic about your love life is when things happen, don't be so doom and gloom. In a normal relationship, every day will not be roses. And you got to be okay with that. Just because you and your partner disagree does not mean that it has to be the end of the relationship, especially if you exercise healthy communication. Communication keep coming around for you. You owe somebody an apology. You need to send a text message. You need to make a call, but you owe somebody an apology. And they might receive it well, but you so busy thinking that they think you the worst person on earth, you won't give them what you owe them. Look at you, little thief. You done stole their heart and you owe them an apology, and then you don't want to do it because you think, oh, they mad at me. They don't want to talk to me. Well, go ahead and try it. It's only one way to find out. Last but certainly not least, we have our earth signs, which is going to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now, again, these are collective readings, and the fact that I group them by element means that I'm speaking to the overall energy of that element. It may not apply to you specifically. That's why we do one-on-one readings. Hello, somebody. However, if any of this has in fact spoke to you, go ahead and drop them butterflies in the comments at this time. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you better go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now for my earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Here is where you are. Knight of Swords. Child, let me tell you something that immediately jumped out to me. This individual in this card is running towards a bike, and he got a bow and arrow on his back, and there's a huge, look like a huge hawk, some type of bird up there, right? This person is running towards something at full speed. Don't even know where they're going. And this could symbolize the fact that you're impulsive in the way in which you give your love away. Any sign, somebody probably up the road was like, yerp, and he ran, pew, pew. That's what I keep hearing from him. And the sneakers, black, 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 black. This man is taking off. A knight's energy is about that action. But also a knight is very impulsive. They don't know what's up ahead. So you found yourself in a situation where you didn't get all the information up front. You ran into somebody probably gave you some sweet words, some sweet nothings, and oh, look at that. Now they live with you. Hold on. We only knew each other for 1 month. Risa Tisa. Okay. This is the energy that we got here. This is where you are currently. You are on the receiving end of your impulsive nature. Let's see what your challenge is. Baby. Lord, it's a 9 of Swords, which means that this impulsive decision that you made, avoiding all of the red flags, all of the hurdles, because of maybe something that glimmered like gold. Now your challenge is you're in a situation where the information is now coming out, and it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. I can't sugarcoat it for you. I can't. Because these realizations are happening, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, in which now you have to deal with the results of impulsive decisions. I don't know if y'all done had children in this short time, moved in together, but y'all did something real quick. And now regret season is here. But let's see what's up ahead. Maybe the sky gets brighter. Now we're going back to the Knight of Pentacles. All right now. Okay, so I see finances are coming into play as a result of this situation. Did you let a bum come stay with you? You found somebody on them dating apps and they told you they had a place, but they didn't. And then they love bombed you. And the next thing you know, now they in your house. Now you can't get rid of them. And you done really found out, oh man, I was love bombed. This person was not, in fact, telling the truth about a lot of things. And I would have known that had I taken my time. Now you're going back to scratch. You're going back to scratch with the last one. You're going back to scratch with them air signs. You got to relearn some lessons. Now you want to move slow. Excuse me. How you going to move slower? Y'all done already went at turbo speed. Now you're trying to slow down. Okay. Let's see what your angels have to say. Again, please don't take my delivery as judgment. That is my personality, and everything is from a place of love and clarity. But also, we got to call a thing a thing. We can't be out here lying to ourselves if we really want what we deserve. Look what's at the bottom. Children. What I say? Did y'all have some children? Either y'all had some children, you done found out they didn't have some extra children. Somebody was busy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But what your angels got to say, that's what we're gonna know. You tired of listening to me. Express your love. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture. That's the challenge. That's the problem right there. Them expressions of love really make you put on your tracksuit and lose your sensibilities about honoring the process of courtship. Do you see how this woman is falling all over this man? And look at his posture, his hand. He like, I'm just telling her what needs to be said because I need a place to live. I need somewhere to stay. I gotta tell her what I need to tell her. And she eating up every word. I'm gonna tell you like this. No situation is all lost. Everything can be a lesson. The indication here is you went from one extreme to the next. Okay? You rushed into the relationship. Now you're trying to simmer down on the situation. But the reality is you just need to take your time. This is you taking your time. It don't have to be a snail's pace, but you also can't avoid, you see all this red in here? Red on the bottom of the sneakers. She got on red. It's red here. The man wearing red, how many more red flags? And I'm not even an earth sign. I'm seeing, child, something on fire. You have to slow down. And slowing down doesn't mean delayed, doesn't mean deterred. It just means take your time so that you don't end up in a series of regrets, heartbroken, trying to figure out how you're going to do this now that you got extra baggage from this situation. All is not lost, but please learn from this situation before you move forward in any regards concerning love. All right, y'all. Now, I've enjoyed myself here reading these cards for y'all. All right. Again, this is a collective reading. If it didn't speak to you directly, that's all right. There's plenty of YouTube channels out here. Go find one that speak directly to your sign. I won't be mad. Just as long as you drop me some butterflies in the comments and you come back here. Let me know if y'all want me to do another reading. I haven't done it in a while. I got to admit, I had a good time. This is weird, me talking, even though I'm not being on the video, but I enjoy this part as well. Wherever you are, I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I will see you soon, butterfly.